Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's been a long last 4 weeks, but we've been busy and we got an update on the car. What are you doing?
This is our old control arm.
Really?
Well, not really, but it's great for mockup.
What do we got, Joe?
We got control arms.
Ooh.
Sorry, trailing arms, and look at that. Woo!
All right, so we got our trailing arms and upper rear control arms in. These are billet 7075, and they're beautiful. Over at, where'd these come from, Joe?
Innovative Machine Solutions in Maine.
Right? Tried the rest, now try the best. Beautiful bearing pockets for the lower rod ends. We're gonna make a plate here that's a wear plate to help the aluminum. And then because they're trailing arms, we like to add a limit strap at the front. So we designed it to have a slot where the strap will just slip in, bolt goes through, and it's all good. It's actually threaded in there too, so we don't have to put a nut on it. Thanks to Jake Berkey, we use the TMR wobble stoppers. We had to make a custom pocket for it. Obviously, we didn't weld it in. These were cut in and then everything machined for the wobble stopper, so that should help a lot there. But let's talk about the car. So we have come a long way since the very first video, about 4 videos ago. And that was, shoot, what was that video?
Oh, well over a month ago.
Like 60 days ago, the first video. It's been about 60 days for the whole car, but we got our tires in. Super excited that we're gonna be working with Mickey Thompson for the 2020 season. They hooked us up with a set of their 40-inch Project Stickies. These things are soft. They are an amazing compound, and we're excited. This is an awesome sidewall. We're gonna be using a set of Raceline bead locks with the tires. Those should be in next week. And then, yeah, check this out. So we got pretty much the whole car tubed out. We have final welded everything. And tonight we're actually gonna be working on getting trailing arms. We've already positioned the axle with the PVC arms. So we got everything set up with that while we were waiting. Engine tranny, everything's mounted. We're gonna add one more mount connection. Once we get the drive shaft in, it's gonna come from the engine mount up to this bar. But as a whole, we've made a lot of progress, and we're about a week and a half away from being a roller, because we're gonna have all our IFS stuff in at the end of next week.
Drive shaft.
Yes. Super lightweight PVC. We've used a lot of PVC on this.
Great model.
So, fuel cell, this thing is awesome. We did a huge dimple dyed cradle on it, all 1/8 inch and 16 gauge. But the way we tied it in, we made a cage with that 3/4 DOM. So that's super strong. A few more things to tie in once we do the shock mounts. This guy up here is the mount for the air filter. There's actually 2 of them. We're using a big Donaldson air filter, and these things are awesome because they rotate the air and spit out the dust, and they've been a popular filter in desert racing for quite a while. Let's pop that up there. That sits right up in there.
Like so-ish.
And I'll connect right down to from there, straight down to the inlet of the supercharger. Then it pulls air in here, spins it around, and it shoots the extra dust out here, which is awesome. And the Donaldson filters are the best, so that's cool. What else we got? We've got a lot of our dash all done. We're gonna put the final panels in. We actually got a bunch of wiring done. Got our switch pros in. Super simple dash here. Then the Holley EFI goes right there, the screen. Got a bunch of panels done, so starting to skin this thing out, roof. And then, like I said, we're gonna really be getting these trailing arms in tonight, so that'll be awesome. We'll have that in the next video. So, and speaking of videos, so me and Joe were talking, and we decided that we want to change our videos up a little bit. And to do so, we're having a lot of fun with it, but they're getting a little bit long. So we're actually going to be doing 5-minute videos. We're going to break it up so you can watch the video. You don't get bored. We're not filling it with way too much stuff that's not even interesting. So we're going to be doing more 5-minute videos, right to the point, right to the subject, good content, and then we'll be done. And so it'll be something that flows a lot better and is a lot easier to watch. So more videos, a lot shorter, better content. All right, like I said, we got the chassis all welded out to this point. All the IFS tabs and everything are done, and we'll put it all together next week when the arms come in, and we'll get that all set up. But we're ready to go with that. We got some really cool plugs being made for a few of these holes. Devin is making some inserts that will TIG weld in, and they'll have our logo on it, so that'll be pretty cool. What else we got? Oh, we got a bunch of cool steering stuff in. Check this stuff out. So we're super excited that we're going to be working with Radial Dynamics on this car. They make some awesome gear, and they put a lot of research into the different aspects of steering systems, from reservoirs to coolers, and the way they do the entire setup. So we'll be working with them, combine that with our Power Steering Solutions rack, and we're going to have good steering on this car. And we've already got the reservoir mounted. This thing's pretty sweet. The filter, we're actually using this filter assembly. We're using two of them, one for our steering filter and one for our oil filter. Awesome machine work on these things, and they're designed to flow. They use a super high flow filter, again made by Donaldson, and that should do a really good job for both the engine oil and the hydraulic fluid. And then our cooler, that's actually mounting right up there. The oil filter mounts on the crossbar that goes in between there, kind of like that, but that is out at the moment. One of the conveniences there. But these mount here, they have a lot of awesome airflow, especially with the radiator forcing all the air out the side vent, so that should help a lot with cooling. And we're going to get all this plumbed out and have that, we should have all the plumbing done next week, about a week and a half. And there we go. This area is definitely tight in here, but we've got the engine mount tied all the way back into the back bars, and it's all tied in right at the gussets here. You can kind of see that, so everything ties together to spread the load. Then we did have to do them different. We got our front sump pan. We had to run a front sump, obviously because it's rear engine, the velocity is going to force the oil to the back, so we want to make sure it's picking it up from that point. But we did have to trim the engine mount. We still got to make the skid. We're going to flip this thing back upside down one more time because we got the material for the bottom right here. We have a massive 4x10 foot of UHM. This stuff is super slick and works good for sliding over the rocks. We're going to have most likely an 1/8 inch dimple dyed plate and then this on top of it, but we haven't fully decided on that. But that's going to coat the whole bottom of the car, giving us a very smooth surface to slide over rocks. It's very popular in the rock crawling world to use that stuff, and we're going to have the whole underbelly IFS, and the engine skid will be of that. But past that, that is the update. We got the light bar up top done. It's using 4 of our Titan lights. You can see that here. Boom. So we put 4 of our Titan Pod dual colors up there, and yeah, it's gonna be very bright. We actually inverted them, and we created a light bar that is completely removable via a bolt here. Then we're going to have one more tab here that allows it to rotate. I can't do that. It's snowed right now, but it'll allow it to move up and down to aim them. But it looks good. I'm happy with it. We are going to coat this thing in black steel. We did a couple test areas, and we're super happy with that. Looks great. It's a nice satin finish. All the panels will be carbon fiber, so carbon fiber, satin finish, and then a few blue accents, and that will be the car. So there she is. We with the tires, because we're still waiting, we set it up so we could kind of see it right around full bumper, so it kind of puts the car in perspective. A lot of people are asking us, why is the car so long? But it's not. It's just the way it's proportioned. So that is a 115-inch wheelbase, which is a little bit shorter than our previous car. However, because the way everything is proportioned super far forward, it makes it look really funky. But now that you see it from the side, it definitely puts it in proportion. And I like it. I like it a lot. What about you, Joe?
I love it. Call it trophy truck.
What?
Looks like trophy truck.
Not exactly.
Ish.
Kind of. It's got a little bit of a different look. We've combined a variety of concepts with this car and different ideas. We did something a little different on the B-pillar gusset. It's all tied in. You can see there it's flat and then boxed all the way around. And so not only is everything welded underneath, it's not bent, and so it's a good miter cut. We've only got a few bends on this car, really. There's not many. Everything's as straight as possible, and we made sure we gusseted everything where it needs to be. And up here, for example, where we did a miter cut, that's gusseted and then tied in all the way up to where the shock mount's going to be. And that's actually one of the next things we're doing, is getting this thing off the table. And yeah, we're going to make it a roller. All right, so like we said, we're gonna be doing a bunch of shorter videos. So this specific video, we just wanna do an overview of where the car's at, and that kind of give you an idea. Like I said, we anticipate this will be a roller in about 2 weeks, and our engine will be done in about 3.5 to 4 weeks. We should have that to install that, get the base tune on it. Tranny's gonna be done in a couple weeks, and drive shafts are already measured out. I can't wait to show those off. We're doing some cool stuff with that. What else we got? I think that's about it. So anyways, we're going to end this video here. Like I said, just want to make sure you have an update, see where everything's at. Big shout out to some of our new partners we're working with. Mickey Thompson, Raceline Beadlocks will be on the car. Like I said, Radial Dynamics. We're going to put links to all that stuff in the description below, so make sure you check them out. We're also, like I said, we're working with NRG. Recently, Yukon Gear and Axle came on board with us. They wanted us to run their stuff, so... yeah, so make sure you catch our next video. We're going to do an update and show off how we're building the trailing arm pivot box. We did that a little bit different than we originally were planning. We actually went through about 4 revisions to get the anti-squat where we wanted it. So make sure you check that out, and we'll see you next time.